The building on the left is the Saron or Sisters House and was built in 1743. The building on the right is the Zal, the Sisters Meeting House, built in 1741. And now we're going to enter the Saron. We are now in the Saron. In the center of the building is the common room. On either side are workrooms, and then surrounding the workrooms are bedrooms. And this same layout that is on the first floor is repeated on the second and third floor, with the fourth floor serving as an attic. Over here is the office of Maria Eicher, or Mother Maria. She was the prioress of the sisterhood and the most powerful woman at Ephrata. She was equal in status to Conrad Beissel himself. She ran the sisterhood completely separate from the brotherhood, and the sisters had their own finances and duties. And Mother Maria was the one who made sure everything operated smoothly. At Ephrata, the day started around 5 in the morning. The members woke up, got dressed, and had time for private devotion. At 6 o'clock, they started to work. The sisters would have had a cow or two to tend to. They would have worked in the gardens. They would have cooked, sewed, cleaned, and done laundry. The brothers would have had their own cooking, sewing, cleaning, and laundry to do in their own house. The brothers also worked in the fields and the print shop. The members would have worked until 5 o'clock, with hour breaks at 9 and noon for private devotion. At 5, they had another hour for prayer. At 6 o'clock at night, they would have had their one main meal of the day. Beissel believed that you didn't need to eat in heaven, so the members should just start practicing by not eating too much on earth. It was also vegetarian because Beissel thought that meat would corrupt the person. After dinner, the members went to school. They had two options, the music school or the writing school, where they could learn a German style of writing called Frakturschriften, which means fractured or broken writing. The members would copy Bible verses and religious sayings to create large posters, reproductions of which you can see on the walls here, and the originals are back in the visitor center. The most important part of this was the actual creation of the posters. They were supposed to be praying and focusing on God as they did the writing. At 9 o'clock, the members got to go to sleep. However, they didn't get a comfortable bed. Instead, they slept on a wooden bench with a wooden brick pillow. Beissel thought that dreams were sent by the devil, so he didn't want the members sleeping too soundly. They also didn't sleep throughout the entire night, and instead woke up at midnight for a 2-hour worship service called the Midnight Watch. Beissel thought that Christ would return in the middle of the night, so the members got up to watch for him. If he didn't appear by 2 o'clock in the morning, they went back to sleep, waking up again at 5 o'clock the next morning, starting their day over. We are now entering the Zal. This is where the sisters would come every night for their midnight watch service. The sisters ran their own service in here, and the brothers had their separate service in their own meeting house. This building also looks like a meeting house that would have stood on the hill outside called Mount Zion. This is where all the members would gather for Saturday worship. They had no set form for worship. Whoever wanted to speak could. There would be Bible readings, hymn singing, and Conrad Beissel would give a sermon. And whenever that ended, the rest of the Saturday was up to the members to decide what to do with. Part of that service was the music that was created here at Ephrata. Beissel created his own unique system for music composition, and he had special rules that singers had to follow, including a special diet. They weren't allowed meat, milk, cheese, or honey. These would corrupt the voice, Beissel thought. When the Ephrata members sang, they also held two separate books, one with the printed words created using a printing press, and the other containing the handwritten musical notation. They didn't have the technology to print the notes, so they had to write them by hand. And I have a recording of the Ephrata Cloister Chorus singing a song written here at Ephrata. You'll notice that there are no instruments. Beissel said that God gave you an instrument, your voice, and you couldn't compete with God, so you didn't need any other musical instruments. Conrad Beissel died in 1768, and Peter Miller took over. However, he was not the same charismatic leader that Beissel had been, and few new members joined. As the celibates grew older and passed away, and no new members entered, the population declined until 1813, when the last of the celibates passed away. At that point, the married householders took over the property, moving into the buildings and forming the German Seventh-day Baptist Church. This church did not keep many of the practices of Conrad Beissel. The members lived and worshipped here until 1934, when the church closed, and in 1941, the state of Pennsylvania purchased the property, beginning 30 years of restoration to restore the property to how it is today. Thank you for visiting, and enjoy the rest of your time at the Ephrata Cloister.